那么接下来呢，荷兰驻沪总领事馆科技处科技与创新官员白大卫先生将为我们带来荷兰创新情况的介绍，有请。
Thanks. So very glad to also speak to you for 5 minutes. Let's see if I think I have a clicker here. Is that correct? Well, my presentation. I have a presentation that's still coming on. Coming on, I think. So there it is. I see it on the screen. Yes. So I'm here from the Dutch consulate. I'd just like to introduce for 5 minutes a little bit more about the Netherlands and what we have in the chemical industry. I think this is the yes. So what most people think about when they think about the Netherlands, it's often these two, right? So fields of flowers or windmills, and perhaps some people know the location of the Netherlands. But what I'd like to show is, because I'm here from the innovation department at the Dutch consulate, that we're also a very innovative country. So I've listed a few rankings here. So basically what I'd like to show is that the Netherlands is, first of all, quite small, right? So it's the same size as Hainan. We have a little bit more people, but if you look at GDP, at economy, we're, let's say, the smallest of the big countries. So we're still in the top 20 of the world in terms of GDP. Actually, we're GDP per capita, we're even number 12. But what we always like to focus on is the innovation index. So this is a ranking by INSEAD Business School, Cornell University, and the World Intellectual Property Rights Organization. And we've been ranked in the top 5 for already a number of years. What's important to note here is that actually the Netherlands doesn't spend that much on R&D, so we only spend 2% of our GDP on R&D, so that's actually less than China. But what's really important is the innovation linkages. So I just talked about this before when I introduced Deep Branch, international innovation and linkages between universities and companies. And that's also why I'm here today, of course, and why we have this dialogue with Skip. Because doing innovation internationally is very important. So when we talk about chemistry, the Netherlands, the Dutch government has identified 9 sectors of special priority, the top sectors we call them. You can see them here. And actually the chemical industry is one of them. So this is one of the most important sectors in the Netherlands, one of the 9 most important ones. And these top sectors are also a public-private partnership at the same time. So they are a group of government, companies, and universities coming together, exactly these innovation linkages that I was talking about, and they bring out roadmaps for how they want to go ahead in the future. And these are some of the goals they set for themselves, right? So there's a lot of focus on energy saving and green chemistry. The Netherlands wants to be leading in 2015 in green chemistry. So this is a little bit of the background. And just to show that, you see here the topics that the Netherlands wants to focus on then. And just to show a little bit that it's also relevant, the connection with China, right? So this is actually the opening of the Ben Ferreira Nobel Prize Scientist Joint Research Center here at East China ECUST, right? So East China University of Science and Technology. So Ben Ferreira is a professor from Groningen University. He won the Nobel Prize in 2016 for molecular motors with 2 other people, and he is a professor also at ECUST. And I saw that ECUST was also speaking here earlier, so it's really good to see that connection. And to finish off with, I think it's maybe good to talk a little bit about where this is all happening. So where is the innovation coming to industry? And I think there a really important player is Brightlands. This is also actually the location that Deep Branch is building a factory. So there is a chemical industry park just like Skip. We're seeing that the 2 industry parks are also building partnerships and working together, so that's really good. What's important to note is that this park is in a really good location, and then I'm not just talking about the chemical industry in the Netherlands, but of course the Netherlands is a small country, so we're also located very close to other chemical industry clusters such as Düsseldorf, around the harbors, of course, in Rotterdam, Antwerp, Frankfurt. So this is really something that's important. And the other thing that's important to note is the campus there. So there's being done a lot to bring innovation to market. So the campus, I think, is instrumental in that, the Brightlands Camelot campus. Yeah, you see some of the numbers here. I won't focus on it, but I show a couple of the the sort of the topics that are being focused on in this campus. So these are all topics where universities in the region are working together with companies. There's a lot of spin-offs in this ecosystem, and these are some of the topics that they work on: plastics, process technology, and regenerative health. Yeah, here you see them, right? So some of the corporates that are there. So of course these are not all Dutch corporates, right? So SABIC, of course, is not a Dutch corporate, but they do have a big location there. Well, DSM is a famous company, I would say. And here you see some of the startups and scale-ups that are located there. Some of the research and service institutes, and the universities. So they all come together in this innovation ecosystem that is Brightlands Camelot campus. Yeah, so just to round off, I guess, some of the projects that are going on in process innovation. I won't go through them all, but if there's something that sparks your interest, you're welcome to come to me afterwards. Carbon-free energy, so the Brightside Institute. Recycling of plastic is a big thing nowadays. Bio-based materials and process technology. And these are some of the last topics that I want to mention. Yes, new polymer discovery is also an important one. New formulations, and just the general infrastructure. These are all things that are going on there. So this was in a sort of a quick bird flight in 5 minutes, trying to give you an overview of what's going on in the Netherlands. I've listed my WeChat here, so feel free to connect with me if you want to have more information about what's going on here. So Skip and Brightlands are working together quite well already. And it could be that if you're interested in coming to Europe, that Brightlands could also be a good partner there. So pleased to have this presentation for you. Thank you.